Our lesson is about waves of electromagnetic spectrum, page 72 to 79. First, what we are going to learn. After this lesson, what we should learn. Number one, recognize the concept of electromagnetic spectrum. Remember that we have studied electromagnetic radiation. Number two, determine what does electromagnetic wave spectrum consists of. What is the components of electromagnetic spectrum? Number three, explain electromagnetic waves and its usages. Number four, compare component of electromagnetic spectrum rays. Number five, conduct or we are going to do some exercise about how visible light refract and reflect. First, this is a scientist, William Herschel, measured the temperature of different color of light. The temperature was lowest at the blue and highest at the red, and curiously led Herschel to discover evidence of radiation past the red end of the band of visible light. The waves of the spectrum. First, we should answer these two main questions. What waves are included in the electromagnetic spectrum? The electromagnetic spectrum includes radio waves, and also it has a type which is microwave, infrared rays, visible light, ultraviolet rays, X-rays, and ended by gamma rays. These are the components of electromagnetic wave spectrum. So the wave of the spectrum, what does it mean when we said a wave of spectrum? Or what does it mean when we said the electromagnetic spectrum? It means the full range of frequencies of electromagnetic radiation. This arrangement of or this pattern of arrangement, we give it a name as electromagnetic spectrum. So how can we arrange them? You know, waves are different in two things. They are different in wavelength and frequency. So we are going to arrange them according to their frequencies. From the lowest frequency starting from left to the highest frequency at the right side. You know that if the frequency increased, the wavelength should decrease and vice versa. Electromagnetic spectrum. Visible light is the only part of the electromagnetic spectrum that can be seen, but it's just a small part of it. Each kind of a wave is characterized by a range of wavelength and frequencies. All of these waves have many useful applications. See, we have here radio. We're starting from the left side, starting by radio waves. It means it has the long wavelength. This is called wavelength from crest to crest. And the lowest frequency, because as we move from left to right, we see the frequency increased. Frequency means the number of vibration in a unit time. What is electromagnetic spectrum? The electromagnetic spectrum is the complete range of electromagnetic waves placed in order. They should be in order from left to right by increasing the frequency. And we said the frequency will increase when we move from left side to right side. It means that radio waves has the lowest frequency, while the end we will find gamma rays, okay, which has higher frequency. Scientific notation. Frequencies of waves often are written in scientific notation. A number in scientific notation consists of a number between 1 and 10 that is multiplied by a power of 10. So I don't know you have studied in math or yet. We cannot write 50 million. We cannot write this whole number of zeros. We use this notation or the power. For example, 115,000 hertz, it means 1.5 times 10 power 5. See how many zeros, 0, 2, 3, 3, 4 zeros, and the 5, 1.5 times 10 power 5 hertz. This is a way to express because we have large number of frequencies. Now, electromagnetic waves are all around you, in your home, your neighborhood, and in your town. We can see that This is the antenna of the Wi-Fi. This is the microwave, someone using his cell phone, and even eating and doing this at hospitals and factories all contain types of electromagnetic waves. Reviewing visual, okay? Before you read a preview of figure 3, then write the questions that you have about the diagram. Organize like that, you should organize everything. Which electromagnetic wave has the shortest wavelength and which one have the highest wavelengths? And the same question about frequency. Which one have the highest frequency and which one have the lowest frequency? Do you see that gamma rays have the shortest wavelengths? It means gamma rays have the highest frequency. Which electromagnetic wave have the lowest frequency? If we said radio waves have the lowest frequency because it's the first one at the left side, it means it has the highest wavelengths. Now this representing from a pattern from long representing the wavelength, and frequency goes to high. When the wavelength become short, frequency become very high. Do you see this? This represents the frequency. So we have radio and television waves, followed by microwave, infrared rays, visible light, ultraviolet rays, X-rays, and gamma rays. So this is a pattern of the waves of the spectrum, and we give it a name electromagnetic spectrum. So the strongest one is gamma rays, which have the highest frequency, while we start by radio waves, which have the lowest frequency and the longest wavelength. Radio waves. We will start to study one of them, which is radio waves. How are radio waves used? Radio waves are used in radio and television technologies, as well as in microwave oven. If you have a microwave at home, it's using a type of radio waves, and we give it the name as microwave, named after the microwave rays. So we have number one, we have radio waves, which use in the broadcasting of radio and television. Number two, we have the microwave, which we are using it in cooking and also in radar. What is radar? Radar is a device that used to detect the speed of cars. Okay. Radio waves have the longest wavelength in the electromagnetic spectrum. Wavelengths range from 1 millimeter to as much as thousands of kilometers or longer. Radio waves also have the lowest frequency in the spectrum. Okay, this is only for enrichment, 300,000 of megahertz. We have radio waves also. In radio studio, sound is changed into electromagnetic signals. These are coded into radio waves and then broadcast. Your radio receives these radio signals, decodes it, and changes it back into sound waves you can hear. Also radio waves. There are two ways that signals are encoded of radio: in amplitude modulation or frequency modulation. Now we see this is how radio is working. Radio also use the radio waves used in television. All your television broadcast is radio waves. The satellite transmission use radio waves also. The antenna which give us the signals. So how long does the antenna need to be? This is only for illustration. Okay. This is all for to understand. So you can study this. Number two, the microwave. The shortest wavelength radio waves are called microwaves. Microwave wavelengths are from about 1 millimeter to 1 meter to 1 millimeter. Frequencies vary from about 300 megahertz to about 300,000 megahertz. Microwave used in cook and reheat food. Microwave also carry cell phones, conversations. This process works much like radio broadcast. Radar. The word radar is an acronym from radio detection and ranging. Radar technology uses a radio transmitter to send out short bursts of radio waves. The waves reflect off objects they encounter and bounce back towards where they came from. These returning waves are then picked up by the radio receiver and tell us the speed of the object. Okay. This is how can we use it in the street. By this, we come to the end of our session today. I hope you enjoy it. We will complete the full pattern next session. Thank you. Goodbye.